tonight at 8 o'clock. Play action for Barkley now. Downfield and off the hands of Benuku, the fullback. A flag came in at the end of that.
Third weapon is number 26 on the defense. 15-yard automatic first down.
He came from the middle of the field. He had him lined up. He was going to get a hit on Benuku, but Benuku never broke stride. He just ran flat over. Look at this.
Oh, that's helmet to helmet. And let me tell you, Matt, we talked about it all week long as we've been prepping for this game, talking about the defensive coverages and matching up with the rules of weight. Those safeties are critical and helpful.
Of course they are.
Boom to the hay, all you sports fans out there in the Tubosphere. Welcome to the One Man Sports Rant, Gen 2.0. I am your juggling act, Will, the alternative ESPN sports thrill. So which of the big three are we going to be talking about today? Other than what the title suggests, that'll be coming up soon. Don't change the channel. There's plenty of sports highlights coming up. The reason I say that, I looked at the average attention span, videos in the past, 2 minutes. Well, it takes more than 2 minutes in the past to get this show going. Maybe I wasn't clear enough, alright? We're not talking no 30-second clip either, or a $1.14, or even a $1.59. You know, the beauty of doing a show is you end up with a significantly, still slight and brief, longer highlight reel than all those other ones that I just mentioned that are all over YouTube. That's not the goal of this show here. Now, how is that possible? It's a little thing called the DCMA, which we adhere to strictly around here. The Digital Copyright Millennium Act. As the key tenets were hashed out as it pertains to YouTube more than ever. Really came about because of the Napsters of the world. Through WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. And these are the fair use standard, derivatives, minimal use, no money exchange in hands, because the OMSR is a pro bono production. So I understand if a show's not your cup of tea, you can always fast forward on average 8 minutes, you know, thereabouts. We try to do at least 6 minutes worth of highlights. There. So you can go, do I have anybody's attention at this point? A minute 43. Plus the intro, so that's my 2 minutes. I guess I'm up. I may not be talking to anybody. I'm not sure. I'm not dissing you guys watching now. I'm talking about how it was in the past. Alright, so you heard from Motley Crue. It's going to be our lead-into for a while, and are introduced by our Pi Kappa Alpha House Sweethearts, U of U chapter, Alpha Tau. Giving you props. So, yeah, all of these things being said, one more very important thing. This show is copyrighted to the OMSR with brief video highlights courtesy to CBS, NBC, ABC, ESPN, Pac-12 networks, and or any of their affiliates. The OMSR does not own these video highlights, but does own all the other original content and the overall concept herein, thereof, therefore, most rights reserved. Now, one more note, to change it up a little bit. All images not of OMSR provenance were obtained through the public domain. Now, anybody out there going, hey, you're sort of like using that without our permission, we want you to take it down, watch my dust. But everything done on this show is within the confines of the defines of the aforementioned DCMA. Alright, so before we get to it in the clipboard, what is the sports subject we are talking about specifically, other than what the title says? Yeah, so those opening or introductory graphics sort of tell the tale, at least of the first half, a tale of two halves. Because USC was sort of making Arizona look like, you know, what pace? What feared offense? Who Matt Cook? Matt Cook? Like I said in the Kansas State Texas Tech games, I do not have my A game going on today. I think that's his name. We'll just say quarterback of Arizona. And then boom, suddenly, second half, completely turned on a dime. USC's defense not a critique of the dudes, mind you. I played defense. It's the fact that Pete Carroll just had a way of motivating the same kind of talent that other dudes cannot. Alright, so what's fair is fair. Alright, so on the Life Rant Sports Rant of the day, the haves and the have-nots. And what I mean by that is, by virtue of Florida losing today, they're not going to make it to the ACC. Can you believe, you know, I used to be a linebacker and off guard in college and high school and so forth. This silliness. Okay, can we serious up here? The SEC championship game, unless Georgia loses, I'm going to have to really prove myself here. I'm really sorry about all this, too. And USC losing again for the second time. Boom. So the haves, in the sense of they had their chance to get to the NCG, have not a chance now. So you got to feel bad for Barkley, but not really. My Renaissance man tip of the day, it's the thing we used to do in Generation 1 to you would be, enjoy the college life. Don't try to grow up in any big hurry, even in college. It's a great time to be alive, and you never get back to that chance, so don't try to speed it up too quick. It's like my ex-wife told me before I started school as a non-traditional student, 24-year-old freshman, well, it's best to be single. Yeah, she was right. You know, I had so many opportunities, but I was married. Never do that. Never be married in college. I shouldn't say that. Halfway through, alright, I just did it again. I threw away my notes. Because we're in a hurry here, and I actually have more time to talk than usual. Okay. Maybe I should talk less. Alright. The clip order coming up. I already explained that. But in terms of the interesting commentary on some of the other things going on. The hit by the fullback, boom, lowered the boom. The Wonderful World of Marquise Lee. And what's up with the USC band seating arrangement? You've never seen anything like this. I was like, what? That's hilarious. It's like, thanks a lot, Arizona Athletic Director. Oh, good grief. If I hadn't screwed up halfway through, it wouldn't be over on time. It's a 2-minute warning so I don't go over on time. Man, oh man. Okay. As usual from Generation 1, we'll go back to our musical lead into Motley Crue, Girls, Girls, Girls. Pay attention to the graphic at the end. It's a chart I put up from the DMV of the state of California. State that throws a book at you if you get a DUI. Very insightful, very informative. It's helpful because, like I also like to carry over from Generation 1 in the closing statement, no silly DUIs while you're out there. Because as we all know, sports and alcohol, they are joined at the hip. Which is fine as long as your car keys are not in your hip pocket. Gen 2.0, thanks for watching. Bullshit show. Later days and better show college football plays coming up tonight.
Get into a flow of the game. Defensively, they played solid defense, but on this last series, SC kind of was able to solve the riddle a little bit.
Nelson Aguilar, he was taken down near the line of scrimmage that time.
I'll tell you, there's an old adage in football. You're not a good tackling team if your corners don't tackle.
Square one's only 47.
So I guess he's going to bring some pressure on him. They'll take a chance at the outside.
So instead of going with a 50-yard field goal attempt, they go for it on 4th and 15. Scott's going to do this on his own, picks up the block, and gets the Richards.
I don't know about that one. That looked like a good block.
And you hear the reaction from the crowd here at Arizona Stadium.
Number 80 on the offense. 7-yard penalty for his foul foul. They pulled down.
He was in his route and he redoubled the back.
Watch number 80 as he sets this block here. Does he get up to that? 6.5 minutes to go. They back it up after that spot foul. What is now a 4th and 15. Line to make is the 20-yard line. They only win 4. You know, Athletic Director Greg Bird and staff are wonderful hosts for us here. But as for the USC band, the rival band, I mean, they may as well put them in the mountain.
That's pretty good. Barkley sees he's got man-to-man on the outside, and it's on McKnight, and he's going to run. He's going to get to the inside of the field, and that's Derek Rainey. Sorry, but it's no match. But once this kid has anything, there's nobody on the field going to run the kid down.
Goes for a touchback, does that kid.
Now we're going to talk. I want you to show McKnight right here. See, McKnight is going to rotate to the middle of the field. He's going to give you that deep third. And then this is just an awful angle by McKnight. His job right here is to come downhill right there. See that? He got too high. He got this far. That way too much. And then as soon as he...
Morgan the back here, 2nd and 11. Tiptoeing the sideline is Lee. He can do it all.
Now, see, the official threw his hat down up there, which would indicate that the player is out of bounds. See the hat come flying down at the bottom of your screen, but it looks like he's in.
Look at that footwork.
Rainey thought he had himself a pick. He must have reestablished himself in the field of play.
Barkley right in stride and diving for the pylon and being marked down just beyond the 2-yard line is Lee. I mean, this is just getting silly the first half he's having.
They can't cover him. It's just that simple. And even when he's covered, he's not covered. Get your hands on him and run with him, but what? Lee, he has another ability that is very, very rare. The defender has a hard time judging when it's coming because you look at the receiver's eyes at the end of the run.
DJ Morgan on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Trojans. DJ Morgan's first rushing touchdown of the year. Remember, Curtis McNeil, injured, didn't make the trip. So Morgan backing up Cypress Red today. Marquise Lee brought him right down the field. Set the table for DJ Morgan. Perhaps as impressive a performance in a half of football as we've seen.
255 yards, and he did it all kinds of ways. He ran by defenders for the most part. Great concentration of the ball. He'll catch it in the middle. He'll take off and, he can beat you after the catch, which is what Arizona had to try to stop and not do. But every time he has his hands on the ball, it's a big play. That one right there was really fun to watch. He tracked that ball, didn't get his eyes on it until the very last second. You guys, that ball didn't get his eyes on it until the very last second. You guys can do that, Desmond.
We are 42 seconds away from halftime, and Marquise Lee is 5 yards away from setting a single game record in USC history. He has 255 yards receiving.